with 2 doubles. Ryan Jeffers' biggest hit of the game came in the 8th to score a hustling Miguel Sano with Nick Gordon right behind him. The Twins would take their first lead of the game on that hit, and they'd hold on to it for a 5-4 come-from-behind win over the visiting Angels. Tonight, it's another hot one at the ballpark. 90 degrees for the second straight night, and the Twins are hoping for a second straight win over the Angels inside Target Field. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Game 3 of this 4-game set. I'm Audra Martin. The Rocco Baldelli era of Twins baseball has entered unfamiliar territory. The word rebuild hasn't been said around here over the last couple of years, but the thought of a potential rebuilding process doesn't seem as daunting when you see the contributions of some of the young guys on this team, with last night being a perfect example. Trevor Larnach, Nick Gordon, and Ryan Jeffers were combined 6 for 11, and each had an RBI as well. I asked Rocco Baldelli what excites him the most about this group of rookies as a whole, and he said it's the fact that there is still room for growth and improvement, and that these are all the type of guys who are willing to put in the work necessary to get this team back where it needs to be. Rocco also said, yes, I'm not going to deny, this season has not gone the way that anybody would have expected or anybody wanted, but it is still an exciting time in a lot of ways. Yes, we need to get better, but we have a lot of the pieces that are going to get us there already here with this team right now, and we get to watch them develop each and every game. So with that group, yes, the future is bright for Twins baseball. Coming up, it is Jose Berrios on the mound tonight. Last time out, he was on the wrong side of a walk-off, but tonight he'll look to put that behind him with his 8th win of the season. More on that after the break.
Hey, Jim. You were known for your work ethic during your playing days. Now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Yo, Big Jim, you ready to do that hitting demo? Let's go, man.
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Jim, why aren't you dressed? We're on in 2 minutes.
Maybe a little bit easier.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Minnesota Twins baseball on Valley Sports North is brought to you by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Luther Group. Shop the Twin Cities' largest selection of vehicles at LutherAuto.com. The homestand continues. Game 3 of 4 between the Twins and the Angels. Twins hoping to pull into a 3-3 tie in the season series with the Angels, with the final game, of course, coming up tomorrow. Dick Bramer along with LaTroy Hawkins. Jose Berrios will make the start for the Twins tonight, coming off one of the most disappointing starts of his career because it all fell apart in the 7th inning, but also one of his most dominant. For the first 6 innings against the White Sox, it was about as good a performance as he's ever put on the field.
You're right. It did end disappointing, but leading up to that, the first 6 innings of going after those very good White Sox hitters, he used his curveball, his four-seam fastball, and his changeup on last Tuesday was absolutely incredible. Best I've seen in his career. His off-speed pitches, he's using them at a high rate, 31% breaking ball, and you can see the movement on that fastball, on that slider. You see the movement on that changeup, breaking down away from those very good hitters. And if he can have that tonight, he's going to have a very successful night against the Angels.
And coming into this series, third baseman Jack Mayfield was a journeyman player. The Angels, his third major league team that he'd been with this year, with a reputation of having a great glove and not much of a bat. Well, he brought both the bat and a glove with him on this series.
Well, he's definitely been a thorn in the Twins' side so far in this series. He only had 2 hits, and both of those have left the ballpark. A 3-run shot off Maeda on the first night, and last night he had a solo shot. But not only is he getting RBIs, he's taking RBIs away from our guys. He's playing an incredible third base. You know, his first step, his release on this play right here, he had to change directions, come in and make a great throw to get Kepler at first base. You know, his scout report said he's an upper level defender. And with that being said, he's played a heck of a third base so far in this series.
Twins hope to make it 2 in a row over the Angels. And hey, Shohei Ohtani is back in the lineup for the Angels tonight. First pitch coming up next.
This question is for Carlos Pena. Carlos, for the record, where did your signature term, placata, come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run. Placata! So if you go deep, it means you just went placata.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
Placata!
Hey kids, MLB Network has a show just for you.
With pro tips and tricks to up your game.
And all the big news on your favorite players.
So join baseball's biggest stars on Play Ball.
Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Everywhere you go, everything you do, you can always take the game with you. And you can bring your friends.
I'm Byron Buxton, and you can catch me making some leaping grabs on MLB Tonight.
I'm Bill Ripken. You can catch me analyzing those grabs on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Their clubhouse leader the day before, many of the Twins stepped up and seized the opportunity to produce in a new look lineup last night, proving they can be A-OK as they move on from their gifted slugger. just a couple of games without Nelson Cruz, so this team without him doesn't have its own identity yet, but it's a different look, certainly, with more base hits. Base running has been emphasized. There's Joe Madden, hoping that his team can get back to the 500 mark overall, and he'll try to do so with this Menards batting order. David Fletcher, Shohei Ohtani, Justin Upton, Jared Walsh, Jose Iglesias, Brandon Marsh, Max Stassi, Adam Eaton, and Jack Mayfield.
Home furniture starting pitcher, Jose Berrios, coming off a very good start in Chicago with a bad ending.
6 innings, as dominant as he's ever been, and then it just all came apart in the 7th inning. Just outside, 1-1. Fletcher, the American League leader in hits, 115 hits he's picked up this year. Checked his swing, and it's 2-1. Just a couple of home runs, but 38 RBIs, hitting out of the leadoff spot. On the ground, hit right to Simmons. Over to Sano, 1 away. Seen Fletcher do a lot of that. He's picked up some hits, but a lot of ground outs here in this series. Northland Ford defense for the Twins with Trevor Larnach in left, Roberto Celestino in center, and Max Kepler in right. Donaldson, Simmons, Polanco, Sano, the fixtures in the infield, and Ryan Jeffers behind the plate. Shohei Ohtani got last night off, just the 6th game this year that he hasn't played. Been in a strikeout rut since the All-Star break. We'll see if that continues after getting a day out of the lineup. Outside, ball 1.
A lot of times when guys participate in the home run derby, it takes them a little bit to get back into the swing of things, for the regular season.
Driven to the gap, and the day off seems to have worked. Ohtani can run really well, and he'll put it in second gear and glide into second base with a 1-out double.
Ohtani showed us that he can hit the fastball right down the middle and elevate it like a 2-seamer. He just got the foot down and drove that ball into the right center field gap for a stand-up double.
The Indeed player resume, and he's done it all on the mound, in the batter's box, and struggling with 14 strikeouts in 25 at bats, but now a double in his opening at bat here tonight. Strike 1 to Justin Upton.
The Angels had the big 3 on the DL at the same time with Upton, Rendon, and Trout.
Pulled foul, 2 strikes.
Upton activated for game 1 of this series on Thursday night.
He's had some back issues. Two strikes to Upton. To Simmons again. They throw to second. Safe there. And now the throw from Polanco sails into the camera well. Simmons threw to Polanco. And the throw to first off target, apparently.
Looked like the throw might have hit Ohtani.
And a run will score on a weird play. Simmons thought they might have been able to get Ohtani. And then Polanco's throw. I don't know how far off target that was from that angle. It almost looked like Sano never saw the ball. They had plenty of time to get Upton, who ends up on second base. And an error on Polanco. No run batted in, 1-0 Angels, and there's strike 1.
There's just weird things happening. I would love to find out what happened on that play. Maybe the ball came out of the bleachers in left field, and Sano didn't get a chance to actually pick it up out of his hand.
Now Berrios will field it. And there's out number 2, and Upton goes to third base. And now Jared Walsh will bat. Let's take a look at Sano at first base. From our angle, it didn't look like the throw was that far off target, but I'm not sure Sano saw it. And he kind of short-armed it, like he lost the ball maybe in the crowd or the
security and financial sign or something. That's exactly what happened. He lost it, 3/4 of the way.
Well, I've never seen that problem on a throw from that direction. Here is Iglesias, and ball 1.
Last night Iglesias in the 3-hole. Tonight he's in the 5-hole.
And a foul. Well, the Angels strike first again here this evening. Iglesias the last couple of years really putting up good offensive numbers. Strike over the inside edge, 2-2.
You can see the breaking ball from Berrios, not one of his best breaking ball. He was able to front door it to a right-hand hitter.
The Angels, the 4th different team that Iglesias has played for in the last 4 years. Final year with the Tigers was 2018. Started to come around offensively with Cincinnati in 2019. A lot of hitters do well playing for the Reds in that ballpark. And then last year, 142 at bats because of the short season, but he hit .373 last year for the Orioles.
373.
Yeah. Drilled down the line, but fair by about a foot. And it'll be a 2-0 Angel lead with Iglesias cracking a double. And I believe these both will be unearned runs. At least the second one will be.
When we talk about Berrios' breaking ball with the horizontal break, and that's getting as far away from that right-hand hitter as possible, sweeping across. And the last 2, we see that they've just been hovering around middle in. When that breaking ball that close to the right-hand hitter's body, it gives him more of an opportunity to put a good swing on it.
I'm surprised that ball didn't have more hook on it. Runner at second, 2 down, and now Marsh fouling it away, 1 strike. Marsh just getting his major league career started, and by all projections he's going to have a long career.
Top prospects.
That's to left, and Larnach makes the catch to end it. Some well hit balls in the first inning, and the Angels score twice.
Nerds. Oh, thanks. It's cool. I can.
No, I got it. Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's card better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona. Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
When we started our company,
We simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Part of a 2-run first inning, and yeah, both runs were unearned runs charged to the Twins because of the Polanco error. And check out the Menards batting order for the Twins in Game 3. Polanco will lead things off. Then Brent Rooker, Max Kepler, Josh Donaldson, Miguel Sano, Ryan Jeffers, Trevor Larnach, Gilberto Celestino, and Andrelton Simmons.
Home furniture starting pitcher, Patrick Sandoval. 2-4 with a 3.86. Fastball, two-seam fastball, slider, and changeups.
And Polanco, Rooker, and Kepler to get things started with the Twins in a 2-0 hole. In there, strike one. Good month of July for the Twins. Second baseman occasionally still playing somewhat short. And now 1-1.
Sandoval's four-seam fastball, slight carry, with some occasional cut.
In the air, and an easy catch for Stassi, one away. One down, and before Rooker bats, check out the Angels in the field. Veteran Justin Upton in left field. Brandon Marsh in center. Adam Eaton, another veteran, in right. Defense brought to you by Northland Ford. Mayfield playing Gold Glove caliber defense at third in this series. Iglesias and Fletcher up the middle. Jared Walsh getting first base. Max Stassi behind the plate. Yeah, he's been something else. Had the reputation of being a great defensive third baseman. Couple of home runs. Couple of critical home runs. His 3-run home run here Thursday night. The only runs that the Angels got in their win. One strike to Rooker. Stung the ball twice in his first 2 at-bats last night. Both line drives caught. And now 1-1.
You're talking to Rooker about what has changed for him. He's talked about being able to get to the fastball and getting going early. Keeping his barrel in his zone, bat in his zone longer. Relaxing at the plate.
Easier to do that when you know you're in the lineup every day, which was the case in AAA. Occasionally started for the Twins early in the season. Really didn't have, as we discussed last night, didn't have the opportunity to get much batting practice in. Up and away, 2-2.
The Rooker's he's a student of the game. Like he understands his swing, and he understands the adjustments that he needs to make. When we talk about Rooker and Larnach and Kirilloff, those guys are cut from the same cloth when it comes to understanding what they need to do to be successful.
Rooker swings and misses. Max Kepler coming to the plate. Suddenly, Audrey, he's one of the seasoned veterans on this team.
Yes, he is. And you know what? Rocco Baldelli loves to see his veterans stepping up. But this has become a very different team than we've been used to in years past. Rocco's been known to have that emphasis on rest and recovery and letting guys dictate their own pregame preparations. But this is a different team, so things are going to change going forward. Rocco says there's going to be a bigger emphasis on setting goals and then coming up with plans on how they can execute them, especially with your younger players. They're going to be on the field more before games, bringing guys in on a regular schedule to work on things that need improvement. Rocco says they're still going to give guys a day off, a set day off, but then the next day it is back to work. He says at the end of the year, we're all going to be able to look inward and know the time was spent wisely and that we are a better team than we were in earlier months, guys.
And the Twins still have a chance to have a winning July this month. Kepler with a 1-1 count. And caught in short right field. Fletcher waiting for it, and it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Patrick Sandoval.
You love to cook, but it's hardly a snap. Well, what if everything you need for a delicious meal was just left at your door? With oven-ready meals from Home Chef, you throw it all in the oven-safe tin and count down to delicious. Don't need that, or whatever that is. Make, plate, garnish, and enjoy. No prep, no mess, just amazing recipes, fresh ingredients, and hot out of the oven happiness. Delicious, neat, simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
This is my first time trying on glasses at home.
I went to Warby Parker's website and I picked 5 frames that I really liked. These are really cute.
Ooh. Ah. Hey.
The virtual try-on is perfect. Like, they look like they're on my face. Like, look at this. Just swipe and switch.
Love these. Look at them.
I think these out of one.
That was so easy. They make it so fun and fabulous.
Runs. He gave up nothing to the White Sox in the first 6 innings of his last start, and it all kind of came apart. And again tonight, we've got Glenn Perkins down by the Twins dugout. And Glenn, it was a frustrating and weird outing for him because for the first 6 innings, he looked like no one would ever touch him, and then it all fell apart in the 7th.
Yeah, and we've seen him typically in his outings, if he struggles early, he'll manage to find it. It's not usually late in games for Jose Berrios. He tends to get on a run, and that game was the exception. I know he had Mercedes a couple good pitches to him and kind of lost him, and things snowballed on him from there. He hasn't had that curveball we were looking for. We talked in pregame tonight, and you take a look at that graphic, and 15 inches of horizontal break on a breaking ball is exceptional. He's top 10 in the game, and I think when he's on with that breaking ball, it's one of the best in the game. The swings and misses, the ugly takes that he generates with that pitch, but we saw in that Jose Iglesias at bat, it kind of hung, maybe just dropped in the strike zone. He tried to throw that front hip to him, and it just didn't come across the plate, sweep across the plate. Somehow I heard you say, Dick, I don't know how he kept that ball fair because it was on the inside corner, almost breaking back toward him, but a good job of hitting by Iglesias on that pitch.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to hook foul until it landed about a foot fair.
You know, and I will say last inning, so I was sitting down here, and I think what happened on that play, when Miguel was running to first base, I think that he thought the throw was going to come from Simmons, so he wasn't looking at Polanco. And there is some sun back there, but I think that the throw was enough offline. So where I'm standing right now, I'm right in a direct line from second to first base, and that ball missed me by 8 feet. So I think it was up the first baseline a little bit, but I don't think Miguel was looking for the throw coming from Jorge.
That makes a lot of sense. Now that makes sense. Who did that a couple years? Scope.
He pump faked. Was it C.J. Cron that he pump faked?
Right. Yeah.
This wasn't that kind of situation.
And it was coming from the pitcher though, and he pump faked him. He thought it got past the pitcher, and it didn't. Wow.
Yeah, so I think going forward tonight with Berrios and his breaking ball, in past games where he hasn't had it, he doesn't get the strikeout numbers that we're used to seeing. He's over 9 per 9 this year, which is a career high, but he's got to be able to make some adjustments and either figure out why that curveball's not breaking or pitch off of his fastball and his changeup.
Simmons being kept busy. And his swing and miss pitches are the breaking ball and the changeup, not so much the fastball, right?
No, and he's got, I mean, his spin and movement on his fastball is about league average. So that's going to break and basically end up right where the hitters think it's going to do. And so he does have to be very fine with his command of that fastball. And when he does have a good breaking ball, you see how many strikeouts he's generated with that this year. And some of those guys at the top of that list are some pretty darn good pitchers. Tyler Glasnow, one of the best young arms in the game. Urias as well. So he does have a good curveball, but it's just a matter of finding it. And I think that's been the thing that separated him from being a true ace, is the consistency that he lacks with that breaking ball. So I think that's something definitely that Wes Johnson has been trying to work on. I know they've ironed out a lot of his mechanical deficiencies that they thought he had, and he looks better mechanically, but he still sometimes has to search for that breaking ball. But it's on him as a veteran guy to recognize, hey, I might not have it today. Now I got to go to my changeup and my fastball, and I got to be extra fine with that fastball command because he's not going to have that margin of error when he doesn't have a good breaking ball.
You know, with Berrios' breaking ball, I look at him like when we talk about being able to throw it and will he find it tonight or not, it's like a shooter in a basketball game. You have to shoot yourself out of the slump. For me, he's going to have to continue to throw that pitch to find it. You can't, oh, I'm not going to throw it because it didn't work the first couple times I threw it. No, you got to throw it and figure out how you're going to get it to where you need to get it to. And for me, trust his eyes and where he wanted to start at and where he wanted to end at. And when looking at that part of it, he's going to get that type of sweep that he needs, that horizontal movement, running away from those right-hand hitters' bats and just barreling in on the left-hand hitter.
You know, and I think you can almost pick times. It was hard as a reliever. I'm sure you had the same problem, LaTroy. When you're only pitching a small, if maybe an inning or maybe a couple batters, it's hard. If you don't have something, you just have to scrap it. You throw that one in the wayside. That's why I just went to a fastball and a slider. I only threw 2 pitches because I thought it was going to be easier for me just to try to focus on 2. But with a guy he's got 6 or 7 innings, 100 pitches to throw. As we see a really good breaking ball
there
right there. That's the one
I think he just found it. Yeah, he just found it.
I'm standing at a horrible angle to see break on a breaking ball, and I could see that one there. But you see that swing, and that's the one, that back foot to a lefty that he can throw. But you got to pick time. So maybe that's early in a count that he can throw it, or maybe it's if he gets up 0-2 and he knows, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to throw this thing. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't hang over the plate. I'm going to bury this thing, especially to a right-handed batter, because there's a lot more space for him to miss away to a righty. So I think when he wants to try to find that, those are the opportunities that he can take. Maybe early in a count. Right there, that was a changeup, but early in a count or late in a count, or when you're way ahead, hey, take a shot, try to find that release point.
You also have to, I talk about his eyes, and I learned this from Wes. A lot of times when we think about telling the pitcher to make an adjustment mechanically, they really don't have to. It's all your eyes. If you can trust your eyes, you can get there a lot faster than trying to tinker with your mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was a sight pitcher, and when I watch what Taylor Rogers can do throwing sliders to lefties, I've talked to Dick about this. I was never able to execute sliders away to left-handed batters because of the sight lines that I used when I faced righties. I felt a lot more comfortable seeing those pitches.
Into short center, and ball lost in the sun by Celestino. So we've had some vision problems here in the early innings. Celestino staring right up into the sun. That's more of a conventional situation where he lost sight of the fly to the ball, and it drops for a 2-out single.
And he started in the sun, wasn't able to pick it up.
Mayfield, despite the brim on his cap and the sunglasses which were on, unable to get to that short pop-up, a 2-out single. And now David Fletcher hit a ground ball to Simmons, his first time up. Short left in the shade. Simmons ends the inning, and Mayfield's left aboard. It's 2-0 Angels.
Hey, Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Everywhere you go, everything you do, you can always take the game with you. And you can bring your friends.
First inning, now with a 2-0 lead. He'll pitch to the Twins in the bottom of the second. And back in early June, his first start in the month of June, he had a remarkable outing against the Mariners. He ended up striking out 10, and he got 32 swings and misses, and he got at least one with all 5 of his pitches.
Well, his changeup, I'm sure they loaded up the lineup with right-hand hitters, and he loves to throw that changeup off and slider to right-hand hitters. And that day he had the invisible going because he was able to induce, what, 33 swing and misses?
32, yeah.
That 32, that's impressive.
That's a month for a reliever, LaTroy.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure there's some deception in that delivery that helps him with that changeup.
Here's Josh Donaldson to lead off the second.
You know, LaTroy, I got a good view from over here, and he's short arm. I think that's the first thing I noticed. He's a little bit herky-jerky. I'm going to put you on the spot here. There was a left-handed reliever that you played with, early 2000s, I guess it would have been. That reminds me of Sandoval right here, Patrick Sandoval, and I'm wondering if you can remember who I might be thinking of.
With the Twins.
With the Twins.
You said a reliever?
Left-handed reliever.
Oh, J.C. Romero?
J.C. Romero. You got it. He's got that same herky-jerky short arm, kind of rocks back a little bit. But I think he must hide the ball really well. And with that, a lot of times you see those short arm guys, they can kind of tuck that ball behind their head.
Right, and then, you know, now you see it, now you don't. Here it is again.
You know, and they showed that StatCast on the screen. You look at the command. We talked a lot about that last night with the command that Alex Cobb had, and you know, maybe a little bit of a lack of command in J.A. Happ. You saw where those swings and misses were, and he was up with the fastball. He was outside of the strike zone with his off-speed pitches. Really good command.
Now he'll work out of the stretch after issuing a walk to Donaldson, and that'll bring Sano to the plate. Sano went from being a part-time starter now to being in the lineup on a daily, nightly basis. Had a productive season series against the Angels with 3 doubles and a home run. Two different circumstances allowed Sano to get more playing time: the season-ending injury to Alex Kirilloff and the trade of Nelson Cruz. Just off the outside edge.
You know, Glenn, he also has, he looks a lot similar to Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Lefty, Gio.
Yep. Yeah, Gio maybe a little bit longer of an arm from Gio Gonzalez, but it's hard for me to see the breaking ball. I do have a monitor down here. Doesn't have the best picture in the world, but maybe I'll try to see. I know Gio Gonzalez always had that really good late breaking ball.
The Sandoval's slider and his changeup are 2+ pitches, and his curveball is very good also, but he doesn't look like he trusts it as much as he trusts those other 2 pitches, and he's developed into a pretty good starter.
Well, and you see a lot of guys with changeups, but they're going to use them, to get a pop out maybe, or to try to get a ground ball if they need a double play. There's not a lot of guys that use that as a strikeout pitch. Obviously, Johan Santana is a guy that we played with that was his main strikeout pitch. So it's a little bit uncommon, but he obviously does have a lot of trust in using that as a pitch when in situations where he feels like he needs to get a strikeout.
Fastball got a foul ball, 1-2.
And as you know, it's all about confidence. If you're confident in throwing any pitch at any time, to lefty or righty, that's half the battle, having the confidence in it.
I talk all the time on our Twins Live, the pre and post, about conviction, having conviction in a pitch. And I think that's key with Berrios, and early in games when he has that good breaking ball, you can see the conviction that he throws with it. He's throwing the crap out of it. He really wants to throw it. He wants to make it break.
Changeup got a swing and a miss, so no strikes out. That'll bring up Jeffers.
And for me, when you have that type of conviction, no matter what happens, you're okay with it. But if you go into that pitch not having that, you're a little apprehensive, I don't want to throw this, you're a little cloudy in the mind, and something bad happens, that's when you start to harp on it, and it stays with you a lot longer. See his season pitch selection from Sandoval? That changeup is his go-to pitch.
Well, and he really pulled the string on that one. You could see from the side here, out of his hand, how it slowed down.
Jeffers drives it foul down the right field line. A couple of doubles last night, one to left, one to right, and then a big base hit later. A 3-hit ball game. Our guaranteed rate believe in Ryan Jeffers, the catcher, would be the first guy to start hitting the ball better as he got more at bats.
Yeah, he's a guy who I'm sure he hadn't set a lot. Having to platoon with another guy, not getting enough regular at bats. Never done that before.
Fly right field, carrying deep. Heaton on the warning track makes the catch out number 2. And that'll bring up Larney. Larney, one of 2 left-handed batters in the lineup against Sandoval. Kepler is the other.
So again, Glenn, with your slider, what did you want to see from it? Were you looking for the horizontal break, or were you looking for the ball, the type of slider was going straight down?
So if you can imagine the swing path of a right-handed batter and where their bat's coming through, I wanted my ball to break perpendicularly to that swing path. And so if you're looking at it from my perspective, a right-hander swing path is going to be from, say, 2 o'clock where his hands are to 8 o'clock where the end of the bat is. So I was going to try to make my slider break 10 to 4, 11 to 5. I tried to get more depth on mine than that horizontal, and I didn't have the arm slot that Jose Berrios has. I think that's what lends him to having more of a horizontal break.
Right.
He's a rotational pitcher, and we've talked about that before. Where he gets rotational, and when he gets in trouble, he gets over rotational, and that's where you see arm side high misses and then yanks down and away to right-handed batters. But then when he's on, that's why he gets that good horizontal break. I was more over the top, more of a high 3/4. So I tried to get that thing to break down. I wanted to bounce it off home plate. And so when I talked about having struggles to left-handed batters, my sight line for a righty is if you drew a box from the inside corner of the plate up to the catcher's glove, over to the batter's knee and down to his foot. I was trying to throw the ball through that box, to have it end in that box. And I didn't have that sight line to a left-handed batter. There was nothing out there for me to throw the ball to. So I always felt like I was going to hang him or I was going to yank him.
2-2.
I couldn't think like that on the mound. I couldn't do all that. No.
Grip it and rip it, Latrobe.
Well, that too, but for me, I just wanted to, if the catcher was setting up down and away, that's what I wanted my ball to do to get there. I wanted to go horizontal, and if I can get it look more like a cutter, I wanted to do that, but I couldn't, taking the different angles was not something that I was looking at doing while I was out there trying to get an out.
Twins got a leadoff walk. Donaldson left aboard. It's still 2-0.
The guys are psyched up for the next Intentional Talk. Whoa, let's go! Now that's excitement. Kevin Millar and Steven Nelson. Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
Jim. Hey, Jim. You were known for your work ethic during your playing days. Now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Yo, Big Jim, you ready to do that hitting demo? Let's go, man.
Hey, Jim, here's the research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Jim, why aren't you dressed? We're on in 2 minutes.
Maybe a little bit easier. The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Couple of unearned runs against Berrios in the first. A better second inning. Now to the third. It'll be Upton, Walsh, and Iglesias. Ohtani, Upton, and Walsh. And we've been talking about Berrios' breaking ball and the spin rate and how much more spin there is in the average breaking ball, which accounts, gentlemen, I suspect, for all that extra break that you were talking about back in the first inning.
Yeah, it does. And 200 RPMs above league average. May not seem like a lot, but that does make a huge difference. That's a few inches in break over the course of the travel of that ball. So you see that blue line right there. That's more vertical. So that's where Jose Berrios separates himself. He's got more of a unique breaking ball. It obviously breaks a lot more than average, and it breaks differently than most that you see.
Takes care of Ohtani in 3 pitches. Gave him a high fastball, and Ohtani cracked a double. Struck him out with the breaking ball.
And that breaking ball didn't sweep down to Ohtani's back foot. You look at, had more depth to it than horizontal break. So that one looked more like a curveball almost.
But you see, LaTroy, where that one starts out outside, maybe off the plate a little bit, and he threw him fastballs away in his first at-bat. Ohtani really good against curveballs, hitting .302 this year with a couple home runs.
That's to left. And Larnach comes in about a half dozen steps and a quick second out.
We talked about it a little bit last night with Alex Cobb and Josh Donaldson, where Cobb likes to throw down in the zone and didn't probably want to throw Donaldson down in the strike zone. When he did, Donaldson hit that ball hard. Mayfield ended up making a nice play on it. But with Berrios and facing Ohtani, I think that first at bat when he threw him a couple fastballs, Berrios probably had that in the back of his mind. If he got ahead, he could take a shot with that breaking ball, but he probably didn't want to give him one early in the count, and that's exactly what he did in his next at bat. He got ahead of him with other pitches and then knew, hey, I can take a shot. He threw a good breaking ball that started off the plate. And you saw the ugly swing, a late swing from Ohtani, caught him off guard. I think Ohtani probably thought out of his hand that was going to be some sort of a pitch on the outside corner away, and then it breaks back down over the plate, catches him off guard, and he swings and misses at it.
You know, with that breaking ball from Ohtani to Ohtani, if you can see, he'll never be able to hit that particular breaking ball because his hips are gone. He's stepping in the bucket. He'll never be able to reach that ball. Now, if it's the one that's horizontal, that's coming into his swing pattern, his swing plane, those are the ones that he has a better chance to hit because he's opening up so fast.
Yeah, he's setting himself up to be able to hit pitches inside. I don't think he wants to get beat in, so you see a drift in his swing. You see him come open early. And we showed some in the pregame show today, some curveballs that Ohtani did hit out, and a lot of them were, LaTroy, middle, down, and in, a little bit loopier than what Jose Berrios features.
Well, now 3-1 to Jared Walsh. 45th pitch of the night coming up for Berrios. fastball taken for strike 2.
It's a well-placed fastball. You know, in a 3-1 count, you would think Walsh is ready for that pitch, and it looked like he got to the hidden zone and sped up on him.
Berrios on a pace to maybe give the Twins 7 innings tonight, and if he does, he'll be second in the major leagues in innings pitched. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 third with 2 more strikeouts, and 3 strikeouts so far through 3 innings for Jose Berrios.
This question is for Carlos Pena. Carlos, for the record, where did your signature term, placata, come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run. Placata! So, if you go deep, it means you just went placata.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Placata!
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
That Berrios was able to strike Walsh out with, he'll never be able to get to that ball because he doesn't clear his hips and try to pull. He's a hitter that can hit the ball all over the ballpark. Well, with Ohtani, that slider, the same exact slider, he would be able to hit that because he's trying to clear his hips to pull the ball. Walsh is a conventional hitter. He's going to hit the ball all over the ballpark. And the breaking ball that struck Ohtani out is a breaking ball that Walsh could possibly hit because he can shoot that ball to center field or to left field.
It'll be Celestino, Simmons, and Polanco in the Twins' third, still looking for their first hit against Sandoval. Foul back, a strike.
LaTroy, Jose was behind 3-1 in that count. He threw a good fastball away to get back in the count 3-2. I thought at that moment he could have thrown any pitch to get a strikeout there. He ended up throwing a fastball up and then going to the breaking ball. But I think on that 3-2, right when he got to 3-2, he probably could have got him on a changeup down and away or on that breaking ball. I don't even think he needed to elevate. But he had him really well set up. You ever, like, I had those feelings where you just knew, like, you threw a pitch and you could just visualize the next pitch and what was going to happen. I think that's what Jose Berrios saw in that at bat to Walsh.
Yes, that's a great way to think about it, thought process when you're pitching. But a lot of times, most guys get 2 pitches ahead instead of just that 1 pitch ahead. And when you start getting too far ahead in the count in your mind, it takes something away from what you're trying to do at on that particular pitch.
2-2 to Celestino.
But a 3-1 fastball right down the middle, he kind of locked Walsh up. He wasn't looking for that. He figured he was going to throw him a changeup or something off speed with 3-1, and he rushed him with a fastball.
Tom Hallion's first emphatic call, third strike call. The other strikeouts have been swinging strikeouts. Third strikeout for Sandoval, 1 away. You guys like that, didn't you, when Tom Hallion would do this after a called third strike?
You know, it's funny. I was down here last night and I saw Tom over at first base, and that was my first thought is I wonder how many times we'll see him punch a guy out tomorrow night.
I can honestly say I never really paid attention to how the umpire punched the guy out when I was pitching. Yeah, just like hurry up and get it over with.
Tom Hallion's got that one, and the other one that stood out was Angel Hernandez had he threw his arm up in the air and then kind of did the old school punch out, but he had that toss his arm up and you knew you had him.
For me, I just wanted the umpire to call it early. I didn't like the hesitation.
Yeah. That uncomfortable split second. Where
is it a strike?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah.
You're not talking about Tim McClellan by chance.
Oh, geez, he had to get up off of one knee and then punch him out.
Weak tapper to short. Easy play for Iglesias. 2 down. Time now for a quick timeout with Tria. Polanco tried to bunt his way aboard to start the ball game, popped it up. Stassi had an easy catch. Didn't mean to, and a dribbler up the line. Walsh goes to the bag. So 6 in a row sent down by Sandoval after his opening walk in the second. Still no hits for the Twins.
Hey kids, MLB Network has a show just for you.
With pro tips and tricks to up your game.
And all the big news on your favorite players.
So join baseball's biggest stars on Play Ball.
Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Jim. Hey, Jim. You were known for your work ethic during your playing days. Now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Yo, Big Jim, you ready to do that hitting demo? Let's go, man.
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Jim, why aren't you dressed? We're on in 2 minutes.
Maybe a little bit easier. The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
I'm Byron Buxton, and you can catch me making some leaping grabs on MLB Tonight.
I'm Bill Ripken. You can catch me analyzing those grabs on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Again in Game 3 in the first inning, Jose Iglesias with the double to left, scoring Justin Upton for a 2-0 Angels lead. So far, the Twins have not been able to solve Patrick Sandoval. He's pitched 3 scoreless innings, no hits allowed, just 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Hopefully they can find a way to get to him. But first, it's Jose Berrios back to work, guys.
Yeah, yesterday at this time, it was 4-0 Angels, just 2-0 now. Berrios about to throw his 50th pitch.
You see the pitch usage tonight just a little different from 5 days ago against the Chicago White Sox.
And the foul ball coming back on the field to play. 0-2 to Iglesias.
LaTroy, he's gone back and forth this year with that 4-seam and sinker, trying to figure out which one he can command better. I know he's moved on the rubber a little bit. What has he done with Wes Johnson as far as trying to figure out what pitch he wants to throw when with that 4-seamer and sinker?
Well, for me, I'm not a fan of the 2-seamer for him because he's going to get some arm side run just out of his 4-seam fastball just because sometimes he opens up too fast, and he's going to get that, ball up and in on right-hand hitters. I don't think you have to force it with the 2-seamer. But for him, he likes it against the left-hand hitters, and he can get some ground balls out of that. But his fastball is the 4-seam fastball.
1-2. 2-2.
And I'm a huge fan of right-on-right changeups. That was a changeup to Iglesias right there, and I love it. Now he saw the changeup. Fastball looked probably about 4 or 5 miles an hour harder than the next one he threw.
Came inside with a fastball and got a foul.
I think I always favored that. When I'm talking when I was a starter, I actually did throw a changeup. It was never a very good pitch, and I was never a very good starter. But as guys that had shorter swings, Placido Polanco for me is a guy that came to mind that I didn't like throwing breaking balls to. Guys that are really good contact hitters. I felt like it was easier to get them off balance with a fastball and a changeup versus trying to get them to swing and miss at a breaking ball.
Fly ball right center field over a few steps. Kepler, one away. And that'll bring up Brandon Marsh.
That breaking ball to Iglesias right there still wasn't his best breaking ball, but it was better than those first two he saw in his first at bat.
Well, and that Berrios has shown confidence in himself and in that breaking ball. When you throw one and a guy rips it down the line for a double, a lot of times that's in the back of your mind the next time he comes up. So it's good to see Berrios with the confidence in that pitch to want to go back and knows that he can get Jose Iglesias out with it that second time.
It's like that three-point guy. You keep shooting in a slump, you keep shooting it. It's the only way you're going to get out that slump. Keep throwing that breaking ball.
Ball one to Marsh.
Perk, how much aware were you of spin rate when you were pitching?
You know, it just started to come about, and I want to say it was probably 2014, 2015. And we didn't have this stuff. We didn't have, you know, the radar, the sonar stuff out in the bullpen like these guys have. We had TrackMan in the park, and I would get our stats guy at the time, Jack Goyne. He would come and give me printouts.
Deep to the left field corner, Larnach with room, out number 2.
I was tinkering with my slider, and I would throw him in a game, and then I'd get the readings, and then I would play catch with Brian Dunsing or whoever my catch partner was at the time in between starts, and then I'd throw maybe a little bit in the bullpen and think, hey, this looks good. You know, maybe this is the one that I can use, and then I would throw that in the game, and I would get the printout after the game. So I didn't have that instant feedback. You know, all the websites and stuff that you can just look it up on now, we didn't have any of that stuff. There was really no real-time way to get any of that information, but I started to become aware of it late in my career.
Big swing and a miss by Stassi.
But it still all comes back to the feel and the sight, right? You know, if you're getting swings and misses, if you're getting ugly looks at pitches, you know that you're doing something right. So I still did use a lot of visual feedback, and I think that that's something that guys can still do in the game today.
Right, and in our day, we did have to use the visual feedback.
Simmons flips to Sano, and back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Jose Berrios.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Minnesota Twins baseball on Bally Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. Let your story begin. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. With Audra Martin, Glenn Perkins, LaTroy Hawkins, and Dick Bramer, bringing you Game 3. A beautiful summer night here at Target Field. Twins didn't do anything against Patrick Sandoval the first time they saw him, and this is the first time they've ever seen him. We'll see what happens second time through the order.
He's been under control, throwing all his pitches for strikes, keeping the Twins hitters off balance, and he's working pretty fast. 36 pitches, 22 strikes, 6 first pitch strikes, 10 batters faced.
The only batter to reach base, Josh Donaldson, who drew a leadoff walk in the second. Rooker went down swinging. In there for strike one.
LaTroy, I wanted to continue our conversation from last inning about spin rate and that stuff, and we had a conversation later on in my career. I think you had maybe just got done, and we were talking about how we came about throwing fastballs up in the strike zone and how it was almost accidental. And I distinctly remember in 2011 when I was trying to throw fastballs down and I would throw them up in the strike zone, I had gained some velocity. And every time I'd accidentally thrown up in the strike zone, I'd get like a swing and a miss, or they'd be late on it. And it clicked at some point for me that, hey, maybe I should do that on purpose as opposed to only doing it by accident, but I was getting a good result. And it just clicked for me. What clicked for you? Because you were always a down in the zone guy, and later on in your career, you maintained fastball velocity better than I did, but you started to throw a lot more fastballs up as well.
Right, just having some of my good friends being hitters and asking them, what do you see in the high fastball? And it was like, the high fastball looks like the easiest fastball to hit. And anything that's up in your eyes, you feel like you can get to it. And when I heard that, I was like, let me try to throw some balls up that way. But I never could throw the ball up if the catcher was holding his glove up saying, throw it right here.
I was the exact same way. I still wanted a low target. And,
yes.
And yeah, I would almost want to overthrow that. So if I still had a good target down at the knees, I would just try to throw it up. And almost, I don't want to say overthrow, but you do try to let it go a little bit more and try to let it go early just to get that ride and that up in the zone run. But, it's funny, the guys now know what they're supposed to do. And we were joking in between innings about how now we get to look back and it's like, hey, that's why that worked. Like, I just knew that, hey, fastball's up worked for me, but I didn't know the why. So I think it's been fascinating over the last couple of years, the development in technology that players have access to kind of learn about yourself in retrospect.
Yeah, that backspin, the backspin creates upward magnetic force, and that's the four-seam fastball. It's not falling, and it's spinning a lot faster than your two-seam fastball.
Kepler brushed by the pitch. He'll take first base, and now Donaldson, who walked, will come up as the tying run. Off the plate, ball one.
You can see with Sandoval, when he gets in a hurry and gets out of his delivery, when I mean get out of his delivery, he's swinging open. He's missing arm side. When he's methodical and compact in his delivery and not trying to overthrow, that's when he's throwing the ball where he wants to throw it to be successful.
Strike called, 1-1. 44 pitches thrown, 26 strikes, a substandard strike percentage of 59. Twins with some right-handed pop in the box and in the on-deck circle, with Sano hitting behind Donaldson tonight. Jeffers behind Sano.
I like how Sandoval just took his time right there and gathered his thoughts to get ready to make this pitch.
Strike called again, 1-2.
And he also made Josh Donaldson wait. Last time up, he called timeout and stepped out of the box, and I think it was a little gamesmanship between Sandoval and Donaldson. I would do that with Ken Griffey Jr. He would get the 2 strikes and call timeout. I'm like, why are you doing it? So I started getting up there on the mound and just stepping off for no reason at all.
Outside, just outside, 2-2.
You know, Latroy, you talked about Taylor Rogers, and last night we saw him close the game out and how calm he is out on the mound. The pitcher, the play doesn't start until the pitcher throws the ball. So no matter the situation, you just have to convince yourself to slow down. And that hitter does have to wait for you, whether they call timeout or they get impatient. Nothing happens until you come set and throw the ball. So you can take your time, you can gather yourself, and try to execute your next pitch.
Hot smash again to Mayfield, and again he'll start a double play. Donaldson 3 times last night had hits taken away by Mayfield. And we head to the 5th.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds! Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
One of the Angel coaches today about this wonderful ballpark in his top 5 of Major League ballparks, and a look at it from the T-Mobile coverage cam. Eaton with a wave and a miss, 1 strike. Glenn, at least you had the luxury or the blessing of being able to pitch here, and LaTroy, not for the Twins, but did you ever pitch here at Target Field?
Yes.
But not for the Twins.
No.
As a visiting ball player.
The visitor, correct.
1-1 from Berrios to Eaton, then Mayfield and Fletcher. Fouled away.
I was lucky enough to pitch in a different era where the baseball didn't fly the way it does. You know, we had the concrete and they had the pine trees where the hitters couldn't see and all those good things. And what a great park to pitch at. And it's still, it's amazing that this park is, what is it, in its 12th season now. It still seems brand new.
Up and in part because the Twins routinely, annually upgrade it, maintain it. You know, we get here hours before game time and you'll see the maintenance crew. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could eat on the concourse floors. It's so clean here.
You know, the ballpark opened with 2010, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah. And I came here and I'm like, it's okay, you know, because I was still missing the Metrodome. I had a love affair with the Metrodome. I loved the Metrodome. And I think I came back in 2011 and I had to meet my fan club behind home plate, so I came off the service level.
A long run for Larnach here, crossing the line and making the catch in foul territory, one away.
I had to come up behind home plate, and when I came up, the lights were still on here. And I turned to my left and I looked and I was like, my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful ballpark. And I fell in love with Target Field.
You know, I remember when it opened and people were saying, man, outdoor baseball in Minnesota, how do you not put a roof on it? And then you get the opportunity to be here on a night like this. Last night I was complaining about the heat and the humidity, and tonight it is as hot and humid as it was last night. It's about as perfect as you can get to watch a baseball game tonight. And it's nights like this that remind you how awesome Minnesota summers are, for one, but how awesome this park is in the summer. And it just wouldn't be the same if there was a roof or a retractable or anything like that. You would not get to enjoy the weather like you can tonight.
And you guys get it too. I mean, as much as I get it, you probably get it even more from visiting teams, former teammates that you played with, that they just love coming here. It's just a fantastic experience, and it really is. Trying to look at it objectively, I think it's in most people's top 5 in terms of ballparks, and boy, have they changed in the years that I've been doing what I've been doing. Berrios missing.
You know, we talk about the ballpark. You know, the ballpark is beautiful, but I think what people who come here, and not the locals, I'm talking about people come from out of state, like Minnesotans they're just such nice people. They make I think the people make the experience.
There's a phrase for that.
Minnesota nice.
Correct.
2-2 to Mayfield, who's gotten well-hit hits and not so well-hit hits, including his second-inning pop-fly single that landed in front of Celestino, who lost it in the sun. He's with Houston, and he's with the Angels, and he's with the Mariners. Now he's back with the Angels again. And wouldn't get a chance to play if not for the injury to Anthony Rendon. Tapper foul.
The scouting report talks about Mayfield's ability to handle the fastball in. And we saw fastball last night that he hit for a home run. On Thursday night at Maeda, it was a breaking ball hovering over the middle part of the plate.
High fly center field. Celestino drifting back toward the gap. Out number 2. And before Fletcher bats, two away in the 5th. You can download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Twins and the rest of the league. Fletcher with a ground ball to Simmons and a pop fly to Simmons. Off the plate, ball 1. Easy play for Sano. And 10 in a row set down by Berrios.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Twins baseball on Bally Sports North is brought to you by Toyota. Dear driver, hurry in and save. Toyota. Twins trailing 2-0. In fact, they don't even have a hit yet against Patrick Sandoval. It'll be Sano, Jeffers, and Larnach in the Twins' 5th inning.
Just going to throw that out there. They don't have a hit yet. I like it.
Sano struck out swinging his first time up. And Sandoval's been a pleasant surprise for the Angels. They, like the Twins, have had some pitching issues this year. In his last start, his 3rd start against Seattle this year, 6 runs, 4 earned in 7 innings. But it was the 2nd straight outing where Sandoval had given the Angels 7 innings in a start. And he's well on his way to doing that again here tonight. Pitch count's good. He hasn't thrown 50 pitches yet, and he's completed 4 innings. 1-0 to Sano. And now 2-0. 3 starts ago, he issued 5 walks in 5 innings, but generally 1 or 2 a game. See the pull shift on for Sano.
3 July starts, 19 innings pitched, 14 hits, 22 strikeouts.
Fastball and a strike. Twins are handcuffed by Andrew Haney 2 nights ago, and now another lefty stepping up and shutting them down and out. Into the shift, and from the hole, Iglesias throws low, and Sano will reach on an error. A long throw for Iglesias. But an off-target throw, and the Twins have had 3 base runners, a walk, a hit batter, and now an error.
You can see when Iglesias fielded that ground ball, he kind of got back on his heels. Looked like he never really got a good grip on that ball.
Now Jeffers. During the inning break, they had a tribute to Greg Gagne, the shortstop for the Twins, who will be coming back in a few weeks when the Twins acknowledge the 30th anniversary of the 1991 World Championship team. And Glenn, you have memories at all of the 91 World Series?
I do, and now you're making me feel really old. I cannot believe that it's been 30 years. It just doesn't seem like it should have been that long ago, but I do. My mom was a nurse at the Stillwater prison, and she worked the night shift. My dad was a mailman, and so we were home. My brother and I were home with my dad, and we were watching the game. I remember all my dad knew how to cook was mac and cheese. So we were eating mac and cheese on the couch. And we were watching the game on the TV, and he liked to listen on the radio. So we had the TV down, we had the radio up. And I remember Puckett hitting that home run. And that's really my only memory of that. You know, I've seen so many of the highlights and the stuff now, I feel like I could remember more. I suppose Jack Morris in Game 7 is another thing that stands out.
Jeffers quickly strikes out, 1 away.
But I do. The 87 one, I was only 4 years old, so I don't remember that one. But I specifically remember Game 6, eating mac and cheese in the living room with my dad and my brother.
Does it make you feel old? I graduated from high school 30 years ago, 1991.
Well, you got 10 years on me then, Detroit.
Trevor Larnach will bat. Twins bringing most of the members of the '91 World Championship team here for a recognition, a ceremony in the middle of August. And not only are we all 30 years older than we were in 19, so are they.
Yes, indeed.
Larnach hit a comebacker to the mound, his first time up. Twins still looking for their first hit. Missed inside, 1-1.
Sandoval punched out Jeffers with a fastball right down the middle. He showed him enough sliders and changeups to put that just in the back of his head to be able to sneak a fastball past him.
And now 1-2. Mentioned it last night. Larnach seems to be slowly recovering from kind of a tough stretch right before the break and coming out of it. Got a hit again last night, drove in a run. Like to start driving the ball again. There's Tom Hallion, strike 3 call, 2 away. Sixth strikeout for Sandoval, and that'll bring up Celestino.
Look, I'm gonna hit her how much I like that or not.
Add insult to injury right there.
It's almost like giving up a couple bombs and walking off the mound, and they check you for some sticky stuff. Like, well, you think if I got it, they would have been hitting home runs.
Were you not watching the game, Blue?
It's kind of hard if you're a hitter, though, to argue such an emphatic strike 3 call like that, wouldn't it?
Nah, you're gonna argue. You're gonna argue.
1-0 to Celestino. Check swing, 2-0. .60 pitches for Sandoval. In his last 3 starts, he has exceeded 100 pitches.
Well, not many pitchers get to exceed that 100 pitch mark. And he's done it in 2 out of the last 3 appearances and starts.
All 3 101, a season high 114 pitches. 2 starts ago against Seattle, completed 7 innings, and 101 pitches again his last time out. And we bring it up because there he is with 61 pitches thrown, and he might be on the verge of completing his 5th straight no-hit inning. 3-0 to Celestino. Simmons on deck. Three and 1. For that matter, the Angels only have 3 hits, a couple of doubles and a couple of unearned runs in the first, and then a pop fly lost in the Sun single in the second. Long wait on the mound, and strike 2 is called. Full count, 2 down, and Sano will leave early. In fact, Walsh is going to play off the line and back about halfway on the skin of the infield.
Been really impressed with Sandoval, his breathing technique, not being rushed at all. He's taking his time and making sure he execute each pitch.
Tap foul. Well, Glenn, we appreciate your leaving the palatial realm that you have in the pre and post game booth here at Target Field to join us from the field.
It's been fun. It's a unique perspective to watch a game, and seeing pitches that, you get so used to watching pitches on TV, to see the movement and that from this angle is pretty cool. You can see what Sandoval's doing. He's worked down in the zone well. You can see Berrios the same. It's been a lot of fun, guys.
5 no-hit innings. Go find a lucky seat, Glenn. Twins need to get something done offensively. They trail 2-0.
Hi, I'm Mitch Garver of the Minnesota Twins.
And I'm Al Leiter, former pitcher, now MLB Network analyst.
Hey Al, just how important is the pitcher-catcher relationship?
It's so important. Think about all the great duos of our time. Louis Tiant, Carlton Fisk, Whitey Ford, and Yogi Berra.
Tom Glavine and Javi Lopez.
You bet.
Hey, you want to go watch a movie or something?
Now you're talking.
MLB Tonight, where baseball's best players are side by side with TV's best baseball analysts. Only on MLB Network.
Join MLB Network's exclusive coverage of the Hall of Fame Awards presentation, honoring the winners from the past 2 years, including Al Michaels and Ken the Hawk Harrelson. The 2021 Hall of Fame Awards presentation, Sunday at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
Mr. Smoke.
You, go ahead.
Since signing with MLB Network, you've been very busy. You've done pitching demos, game analysis, and color commentary for live games. How are you able to juggle so many roles as an analyst?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Beautiful night at the ballpark and out on the lake as well, with the Angels up 2-0. Speaking of the Angels, they had an off day here on Wednesday, and since one of Mike Trout's many hobbies is fishing, of course he hit the lake. And check out the northern he caught, a personal best, just under 40 inches. Teammate Dylan Bundy also caught one similar size as well, as the two spent the day at an undisclosed metro area lake. But Dick and LaTroy, get this, I had to go to Dennis Anderson of the Star Tribune to get the scoop, because when I tried to talk to Mike about it, he smiled and said that he promised he wouldn't talk about it. I thought I was golden, no baseball talk, no injury talk. I just wanted to talk fishing. But Dick, I probably should have known better, right? No one's going to spill the beans on what is clearly a great spot for Northerns here in the Twin Cities. But regardless, not a bad day for Mike Trout, because he also caught a 6-pound bass. So nice way to spend the day off.
Yeah, I hung around in the Angel dugout as long as I could, because I wanted to ask him whether he had ever caught a northern pike before. Now, he's from Jersey, lives in California. They don't have northern pike in California. Maybe in Jersey, I don't know that. But I mean, as someone who has caught all the 16-inch northern pike anybody can catch.
Who is that?
Huh?
Who's done that?
No, that's me. That's all I catch. The kind that we call them hammer handles. They're just skinny, and and you catch them, unhook them, and throw them back. I've never caught anything that big.
You're using the wrong net.
I'm using a lot of things, I think, but 39 inches. I mean, that'd be a nice size muskie. And I'm sure it was caught and released.
I've never caught one of those, but I'm sure it looked like it puts up a pretty good fight, huh?
Oh, they're great fighters. Smash, great stop. Simmons throws him out. What a play by Andrelton Simmons. The Twins had Ohtani shifted, but he hit it so hard it still took a remarkable play to get the out. Not supposed to do that to a former teammate, are you?
No, he's not getting any hits. He's not giving up any hits. It's a great play by Simmons. And understood he needed to get to his feet in a hurry and make a good throw to first base, because we talk about all the other things that Ohtani does well, but he can run with the wind.
And there's strike one to Upton. High fly, left center field. Larnach going back. And making the catch on the track, 2 away. Two down, and Berrios on quite a roll here. Since the first inning, when both doubles were well hit, the only hit since the first was Mayfield's pop fly single to center that was lost in the sun by Celestino. And Berrios' pitch count really good, about what it was when he was masterful through 6 innings against the White Sox. Was asked to finish off a Twins win, and it blew up in his face. Larnach with the line drive catch. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for Berrios.
Hi, I'm Mitch Garver of the Minnesota Twins.
And I'm Al Leiter, former pitcher, now MLB Network analyst.
Hey Al, just how important is the pitcher-catcher relationship?
It's so important. Think about all the great duos of our time. Louis Tiant, Carlton Fisk, Whitey Ford, and Yogi Berra.
Tom Glavine and Javi Lopez.
You bet.
Hey, you want to go watch a movie or something?
Now you're talking.
MLB Tonight, where baseball's best players are side by side with TV's best baseball analysts. Only on MLB Network.
Hey kids, MLB Network has a show just for you.
With pro tips and tricks to up your game.
And all the big news on your favorite players.
So join baseball's biggest stars on Play Ball.
Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the account and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
A couple of unearned runs. He only runs on the board. Wes Johnson with a chat for Berrios. We expect to see him go back out there for the 7th. And both starters have been just wonderful here tonight.
They've done a great job. You know, there's a couple errors in that first inning, allowing 2 unearned runs for Berrios. Without that, this game would be 0-0. But it's good to see a good pitching matchup. Guys are throwing a lot of strikes. And it's about time the Twins got a hit. What do you think?
Yeah, any kind of hit. We'll see what Simmons does here, leading off the inning. A scoring change on the play that allowed the first run to score. The error now has been given to Sano and not Polanco. Still rendering that run and the next one unearned. But the error now on Sano rather than Polanco. 1 strike to Simmons. Hit a bouncer to short his first time up.
And can you imagine, you know, being a first baseman, you see the ball hit to the shortstop, you turn and run to first to get in position to take that throw from the shortstop, and it's coming from the second base.
Popped up in foul ground. Looks like Walsh has a play. One down in the 6th. Well, the second time through the order wasn't any more prosperous than the first time for the Twins. We'll see what happens the third time with Polanco. Tried to bunt his way aboard in the first inning, popped it up. Stassi caught it in foul territory. Then on a check swing, he hit a bouncer to Walsh in the 3rd. In there for a strike. Sandoval's strike percentage has improved through the middle innings.
He's got into himself into quite a good groove. Throwing everything for strikes.
And now a ball. This is game number 99 for the Twins. A year ago, they were playing their first game. We hadn't even gotten started until July 24th last year. 1-2. Twins went on to win 3 out of every 5 games, finishing 36-24, and they won on opening day last year 10-5 against the White Sox. Trying to come from behind again tonight against the Angels. Checked his swing. 2-2.
Blanco's already seen more pitches this at bat than his first 2 at bats combined.
Fouled back. Sandoval, at one point in his career, a streak that ended this year, he had 19 consecutive winless starts. And tonight, he quite literally has had no hit stuff. Polanco strikes out, 2 away. And that'll bring up Brent Rooker.
I'm going to go with that was a slider. It had curveball action to it at 84 miles an hour. Just a very good pitch and a slider. Tough pitch to not swing at.
Well, Rooker's already struck out twice. Sandoval has 8 strikeouts on the night. On the outside edge. And it's, as we mentioned, his strikeout percentage is improving, but they've been quality strikes. He's hit the frame of the strike zone. He hasn't left much of anything in the middle of the zone.
He's done a great job moving the ball around, in and out, up and down.
And now low, 1-1.
Listen, Madden's going to let Sandoval go as long as possible. I don't envision Iglesias is available tonight, pitching in the first 2 games of this series. An extended outing yesterday.
Nice take by Rooker, 2-1. Two down in the 6th. Twins still looking for their first hit. And now 2-2 to Rooker.
Some nice teasing changeup, just off the plate. Not elevated enough to do too much with it.
Two and 2 to the Twins' designated hitter. Checked his swing, 3-2. Kepler on deck. The Twins have had 3 base runners. Donaldson took a leadoff walk in the second inning. Kepler was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and then Sano reached on an Iglesias error leading off the 5th. Nobody's touched second base, and nobody's gotten a hit. Another strikeout. He struck out 5 of the last 6 hitters, and he's got 6 no-hit innings and a 2-0 lead.
Hi, I'm Mitch Garver of the Minnesota Twins.
And I'm Al Leiter, former pitcher, now MLB Network analyst.
Hey Al, just how important is the pitcher-catcher relationship?
It's so important. Think about all the great duos of our time. Louis Tiant, Carlton Fisk, Whitey Ford, and Yogi Berra.
Tom Glavine and Javi Lopez.
You bet.
Hey, you want to go watch a movie or something?
Now you're talking.
MLB Tonight, where baseball's best players are side by side with TV's best baseball analysts. Only on MLB Network.
Casino story of the game. As good as Jose Berrios has been, Patrick Sandoval has been just a bit better. 6 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, and 9 strikeouts on the night. He has had a couple base runners via the walk, a hit by pitch, and an error, but so far 62% of his 79 pitches have been strikes, guys. He's been pretty impressive, but so has Jose Berrios. Quite the duel here.
Yeah, the only runs on the board, unearned runs. Here's Iglesias, who drove in one of them back in the first inning with a double. That was fair by about a foot.
Yeah, that double was off of a breaking ball that just hovered on the inside part of the plate. And his second time up, threw him another breaking ball that had a little bit more horizontal movement to it and punched a lazy fly ball out to right field.
That's what happens, right? Guy's got 6 no-hit innings and nobody wants to talk to him.
Yeah, what if you were talking to him the first 5 innings? You just stop talking to him?
I guess.
No hitter. There's always that one person. Oh, you jinxed him. Oh, really? How did I jinx him?
Berrios made the mistake of giving up a couple of doubles in the first inning. A couple of guys scored. Sandoval sitting by one of the air conditioning units in the visiting dugout. Berrios lets it go. And Polanco makes a nice play. 1 down in the 7th, and a quick word now from Arby's.
Arby's new premium 100% whole white meat chicken breast nuggets.
Here's Marsh. He is lined out to Larnach in left field and hit a fly ball to him. That was in the 4th inning. By the way, the Twins haven't been no hit in more than 9 years, and the last guy to throw a no hitter at the Twins was Jared Weaver of the Angels.
Weaver threw a no-hitter against the Twins?
Yes. At Angel Stadium back in 2012.
I was there. Wow. I forgot.
That was your year with the Angels?
Yes.
Well, you got the night off that night.
I'm guessing Liriano was the last Twins pitcher to throw a no-hitter, right?
Yes.
And before that, Eric Milton?
That's correct.
Right. Milty did his on a Wednesday afternoon game?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Early. What, 11 a.m. game?
Yeah, 11 a.m. game.
Against the Angels.
That's true. 1-2 to Marsh. Got him. And Berrios creates one of the Tom Hallian called third strikes. $15 in a row set down by Berrios.
You can see Jeffers set up in. Watch Berrios just drive this ball into his glove. Didn't have to move it much. Lock Brandon Marsh up. for a backwards K.
Stassi with the bases empty and 2 down. In there for a strike. And now a ball. If Berrios completes the 7th inning, he'll actually be 3rd in the American League in innings pitched. And that one got Stassi on the hand, it looks like, or the wrist. And Stassi apparently okay.
Right on the forearm.
The American League leaders in innings pitched, Chris Bassett, who's pitching tonight for Oakland, and Garrett Cole. They each have 125. And a couple of guys in the National League have more innings pitched than that. Eaton will stand in with a runner at first. Berrios with the first time he's had to go to the stretch in quite a while. Bassett and Cole with 125, and then Berrios now 3rd in the league, and well, that's significant too, to just take care of a lot of innings for your team. Fouled away, a strike. Zach Wheeler in the National League has 132. Walker Buehler has 128 2/3. One strike to Eaton.
Hey. That was a strike. You didn't have to need any assistance from the catcher.
And a foul.
Berrios has had Adam Eaton out front. Other times he's late, rocking him back and forth with the fastball, changeup. He struck him out in the first at bat with a very good breaking ball at his back foot. So if you go back to the changeup or the slider on this pitch.
7th inning hasn't been kind to Berrios the last couple starts, or at least in his last start. 6 innings against the White Sox, and he only gave up 2 hits. They were both solo home runs, but Twins were in control of the game until the 7th inning, when Goodwin got a single. Andrew Vaughn was hit by a pitch, and then Berrios fell behind. Gavin Sheets hit his walk-off 3-run home run, and suddenly what looked to be one of his best outings ended up with another loss. 100th pitch coming up with Thielbar getting loose.
Yeah, that 7th inning against the White Sox on Tuesday escalated very quickly. And I remember after Goodwin got the base hit, he spiked one in the ground. Or after he hit the next guy, he spiked one in the ground. It was kind of odd. Yeah. Right, to Sheets. It was kind of odd. It was like, whoa. He got behind 2-0 and had to throw a fastball and get back in the count. You can see why he's reluctant to throw him the breaking ball. He's very late on the fastball.
Nice pick by Sano. 7 really good innings without an earned run by Berrios, but he's behind 2-0.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
For Patrick Sandoval, StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, showing you how he's picked up his 9 strikeouts.
He's done it by using all his pitches, being able to throw everything around the strike zone. You can see his changeup, slider, four seam, 9 strikeouts. He's well in command of this ball game, finishing up 6 innings, no hits.
So 6 no-hit innings, 3 base runners aboard. Again, the last time the Twins were no-hit, it was by Jared Weaver back on May 2nd of 2012 in Anaheim. And it'll be Kepler, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. Then Donaldson and Sano here in the Twins 7th. On the outside edge. That's what we've been talking about. I mean, it's not just throwing strikes, getting ahead of batters, but where the strikes are. Hitting the corners and the edges of the strike zone.
Pretty much staying out of the middle part of the plate, because we know that's where you can get hurt at.
Just 2 wins on the year. Very good earned run average. Starting today at 3.86. Kepler takes inside. ERA's down to 3.52. With 6 goose eggs up on the board. Chopper to first. Easy play for Walsh. 1 down. That'll bring up Donaldson. Beyond that, there hasn't been hardly any solid contact. Donaldson hit his double play grounder pretty sharply in the 4th. That's been it. Jeffers hit a warning track fly ball to right, but if he had barreled it up, it would have gone out of the ballpark.
Yeah, not many hard hit. Not many at all.
Donaldson walked in the 2nd. Bounced into the double play in the 4th. A high pop up left field. Eventually it'll come down to Upton. 2 down. And now Sano. For a while we had so many no-hitters, averaging 1 a week. In fact, we had them on back-to-back nights in the early weeks of the season, but we haven't had one for a while.
I hadn't got the alert from MLB Network for the no-hit alert. I hadn't got it yet.
Well, they figure you're here and working. You should be aware of the fact that you're watching a no-hitter.
They're not that smart.
Sano takes outside a ball. Sano struck out in the 2nd. Reached on an Iglesias error. One and one. Corey Kluber threw a one-hitter against the Twins 6 years ago. So did Taijuan Walker. And the pitch count now at 86. With 7 outs to go to make history.
He hadn't left many balls over the heart of the plate. Elevated.
One and two. And now 2-2. Even the 3 times the Twins made him go into a stretch with a runner on base, he came back, got the next guy.
That 5th inning with leadoff error by the shortstop. He responded with 3 strikeouts.
Not that much of an adjustment when your windup is so compact as his is. Check swing. No, and a very close check swing. 3-2 with Jeffers on deck. That's been called a strike most of the time.
He's got him twice on the changeup. Like he's going to go back to it.
7 no-hit innings for Patrick Sandoval and a 2-0 Angel lead.
Mr. Smoke, Mr. Smoke.
You, go ahead.
Since signing with MLB Network, you've been very busy. You've done pitching demos, game analysis, and color commentary for live games. How are you able to juggle so many roles as an analyst?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Target Field, I'm Anthony LaPante inside Mall of America's studio. These same teams will do battle tomorrow to wrap up this 4-game series between the Twins and the Angels. Once again, it'll be Annie Sabo and Glenn Perkins for Twins Live, and Dick and LaTroy with the call. Now let's go back over to the ballpark. Dick and LaTroy.
Another outing for Jose Berrios where he's been outstanding, but tonight he's been upstaged by Patrick Sandoval, who's 6 outs away from pitching a no-hitter. 90 pitches. And no one dare say a word to him.
Hey, young man, you know you're throwing a no-hitter?
Caleb Thielbar will pitch next for the Twins, and he'll face Mayfield, Fletcher, and Ohtani.
Thielbar making his 33rd appearance for the season. Last pitch on the 21st against the White Sox. 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. You can see he's striking out 12 batters per 9 innings.
Driven hard to center. Celestino back, and he's there for the catch, 1 away. So a quick out here in the top of the 8th inning, and now a word from Twin Cities Honda.
Looking for selection? Your Honda dealers have it. With thousands of new Hondas to choose from, upgrade to a new Honda and take immediate delivery. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Fletcher is 0 for 3. And a called strike on the breaking ball.
Bill Barr has a very good curveball. Throws that pitch 62 to 73 miles an hour.
1-1.
2,300 RPMs on that pitch.
Playable for Donaldson. 2 away. And that'll bring up Ohtani. But first, if you're game for a little excitement, say I'm in and scan the QR code displayed on the screen for a chance to join the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle and win $50 in scratch tickets. The Minnesota Lottery. Every day is game day. Ohtani cracked a double with 1 out in the first inning. And then later scored on an error by Miguel Sano. It was a weird play. The ground ball was hit to Simmons. He thought that they would be able to get Ohtani at second base. Polanco threw, and it wasn't a perfect throw, but Sano, I don't think, ever saw it. It sailed by him. The first run scored. Then Iglesias hit a 2-out double. So both Angel runs way back in the first inning are unearned runs.
And you did mention that they gave the error to Sano. It's a tough play, man, because, you know, when he sees the ball off the bat to the shortstop, he has his eyes on getting to the bag. And when you turn around, you're looking for the ball coming to the shortstop. From the shortstop position, it's coming from the second base position. That's can get a little tricky.
So while he was running to the bag, Simmons was delivering his throw to Polanco. Driven hard to right. One hopping the wall, a high hop. Ohtani flying to second base. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. Ohtani has 2 doubles after getting last night off. It's a 2-out double here in the 8th.
You know, any breaking balls hovering around the middle of the plate, where he's trying to open up those hips and to get to anything that's middle in, he's going to hit it hard to the right side.
Justin Upton hit the ground ball to Simmons that created the confusion. Ball 1, hit a fly ball to left, and then a warning track fly ball to left as well. Chop to Sano, backhanding it, and Thielbar to the bag. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Twins haven't scored. They have not gotten a hit. Patrick Sandoval 6 outs away from history.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
I'm Byron Buxton, and you can catch me making some leaping grabs on MLB Tonight.
I'm Bill Ripken. You can catch me analyzing those grabs on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Twins haven't made much solid contact against Sandoval at all. There hasn't been an extraordinary fielding play. He's been in complete control. 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 10 strikeouts. There was an error behind him. Jeffers, Larnach, Celestino scheduled to hit here in the 8th. Twins have 4 bench players. 3 of them are left-handed batters. The recently activated Jake Cave, Ben Rortvedt, Nick Gordon. The only righty on the bench is Williams Astudillo.
Yes, Sandoval's been in total control tonight. Showed the graph of him using all his pitches to get his strikeouts.
Strike on the outside edge. Jeffers with a warning track fly ball to right, and then a strikeout. Two strikes.
Those breaking balls are just right on the corners. Nothing over the heart of the plate.
And that got the catcher Stassi. There'll be a little bit of a break here.
Last at bat, Stassi was hit on the forearm. He's catching. You got to receive a glancing blow. Ooh.
Sandoval goes for a stroll behind the mound, waiting for his catcher. Now it's Sandoval taking a little time. Strikeout number 11.
That changeup has been just devastating to these right-hand hitters.
And now Larnach.
See the arm speed, he sells it. It looks like a fastball out his hand. Let the grip take the speed off.
Inside a ball. Twins trying to break up the no-hit bid and score a run or two here in the 8th inning. Not wanting to wait until the 9th.
Might as well get it out the way in the 8th inning.
And that hit Larnach in the hand. And he'll go to first base. It's the second hit batter. And let's hope he's all right. Masa Abe, one of the trainers, coming out along with Rocco Baldelli.
Yeah, they got his hand.
And Joe Madden is coming out saying, hey, are you sure that hit the bat or his hand and not the bat? And it did look like it hit the knob of the bat, but Larnach also got stung by it.
Hand to the knob.
It was a broken bone in the hand on a hit by pitch that sent Byron Buxton to the injured list. It's the right hand, the bottom hand for the left-handed hitting Larnach.
The fastball to the wrist. Nelson Cruz also that kind of sent him down a bad path.
Yeah. So now the delay at first. It's the second delay in this inning for a man who probably just wants to get back on the rubber and keep throwing pitches. And Larnach is going to stay in the game, and we'll take that as some encouragement. And the batter is going to be Celestino. 2 hit batters, a walk, an error, but no hits. Celestino has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging.
Be nice if this young fella can break it up.
Tapped foul. The best at breaking these things up was Joe Mauer. 3 times. 3 times. He got the only hit in a game for the Twins in the 9th inning. Once in the 4th inning against Corey Kluber. But 3 times an opposing pitcher had a chance to complete a no-hitter, and Mauer broke it up with a 9th inning hit.
A line drive to left field?
Probably. Waving at strike 2.
Deception and the arm speed on that changeup. It's almost like when he releases it, he has a parachute on it. Stopping in midair like Bugs Bunny.
Strikeout number 12, and that'll bring up Simmons. Earlier in the night, we showed you the remarkable outing he had against Seattle with all the swings and misses. And we've seen why. Devastating changeup in a good spot. Simmons has put the ball in play twice. A bouncer to short and a pop-up in foul ground to Walsh. Chopper to short. 8 no-hit innings for left-hander Patrick Sandoval. The Angels hang on to their 2-0 lead.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Still a 2-0 Angels lead. Stay with us after the final out for Twins Live, where it is safe to assume that we're going to talk about pitching tonight. Patrick Sandoval has a no-hitter through 8 innings. He also has 12 strikeouts to go along with his spectacular performance. Jose Berrios was great as well, going 7 innings, allowing 2 runs, but neither was an earned run. He gave up 3 hits, had 4 strikeouts for a really nice performance from the Twins starter as well. We'll also hear from Rocco Baldelli. So stay with us after the game for Twins Live. Hopefully not a no-hitter edition, guys.
Yeah, we'll see. Been a bunch of them this year. Thielbar will try to keep this a 2-0 ball game.
Who was out there for his 2nd inning of work?
You know, something interesting happened. Matt Wise, the pitching coach for the Angels, as Sandoval sat down, went up, and I'm not sure what he said. I have no idea what he said, but he got Sandoval to crack a smile and offer a chuckle. Everybody's aware of where Sandoval is at on the precipice of Major League history. The last 4 no-hitters this year have been combined no-hitters. But there have been plenty. Joe Musgrove, Carlos Rodon, John Means, Wade Miley, Spencer Turnbull, and then the next night Corey Kluber. 6 9-inning no-hitters by one pitcher, and then one other one in toward the end of June, pitched by the Cubs, finished off by Craig Kimbrell.
That's how many for the season? 5 or 6?
7 total. 7. 6 by one pitcher and 1 by a host of pitchers. Zach Davies, Andrew Chafin, Ryan Tepera, and Craig Kimbrell.
The Major League Baseball refuses to acknowledge Bumgarner's no-hitter.
That was a 7-inning one.
Yeah.
1-2 to Jared Walsh. 2-2. And Theobar gets a strikeout for the first out of the 9th inning. And that'll bring out Rocco Baldelli. Iglesias, a right-handed batter, another lefty, Brandon Marsh. And Theobar gave up the double to Ohtani, but no runs scored. And it's still a 2-0 ball game.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the mortgage lender to make them happen. Like getting a low rate on a downtown loft? We can help find the right lender. Or move out of the city since you're virtual now? We can find you loans for that. Want to refinance your home, free up cash, and redo your kitchen/home office? Yup, we've got tips for that too. Whether you refi or buy, easily discover and compare the smartest mortgage lenders. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Three outs away from a no-hitter. Patrick Sandoval has a 2-0 lead. And the Angels in the top of the 9th will try to add some insurance. Jorge Alcala out there on the mound to try to see to it they don't.
Alcala making his first appearance since the 20th of July against the White Sox. Four-seam fastball, slider, changeup.
Iglesias doubled in the second Angel run way back in the first inning. I was going to say he hooked one down the line, but there wasn't much hook to it. It landed fair by about a foot. 1 strike. To Hopper. Easy play for Donaldson. Sano has to dig out a low throw. 2 down. Twins are due to have the top of the lineup up in the bottom of the 9th. Polanco, Rooker, and Kepler. Polanco, of course, a switch hitter. Rooker, a right-handed batter. Kepler, a lefty. The only right-handed bat on the Twins bench is Willians Astudillo. Brandon Marsh. The Twins have 5 no-hitters. They've been no-hit 5 times. Twins have had a perfect game pitched against them a couple of times. One by Catfish Hunter and the other by David Wells.
You remember who started that game against David Wells?
I believe it was you.
Yes, indeed.
And I believe, I've been told, that Glenn Perkins started the game that ended up with Jared Weaver throwing a no-hitter. 1-2. Give him credit. He had a couple of delays in the 8th inning, and he pitched well after his catcher got dinged by a foul ball, and after he hit Larnach, Sandoval kept focused. Now it's Marsh who will limp that one off.
Some very good sliders. The first 2 hitters from Alcala.
And Marsh still walking it off. Off the instep of the right foot. Maybe down around the heel area.
I was pitching to throw a fastball, a slider in, and get a guy to hit it off his lower extremity. Always wanted to try to repeat that pitch.
Missing low, 2-2.
Let's see if they can do it back-to-back swings. Hit the ball off their foot, shin, knee.
And now 3-2. If March reaches, then Stassi will bat. And I'm guessing Stassi, even though he may hit this inning, is focused on the bottom of the inning more than the top of the inning. And off the foot again.
That's what I like.
Off the top of the foot it appeared this time. And another delay, not with Sandoval on the mound, but every time we get a shot of him in the dugout, he's got his head down like that, staring at the floor of the dugout, anxious to get back out there.
First one's off the inside of the foot, and like that one got the top of the foot.
Three and 2 to Brandon Marsh. Driven to left. Larnach is back and leaping and making the catch on the edge of the warning track. We mentioned the Twins have pitched 5 no-hitters. They've had 5 pitched against them. There have been only 3 no-hitters pitched at the major league level in Minnesota.
A lot can happen with a simple Tell your story. Get people excited.
Erickson and Eric Milton pitched no-hitters in Minnesota. But the 5 no-hitters pitched against the Twins have all come on the road. Catfish Hunter, his perfect game back in 1968. Remember, that was the year of the pitcher across both leagues. Vida Blue with a no-hitter in Oakland. Nolan Ryan in Anaheim. David Wells in New York, and Jared Weaver more than 9 years ago in Anaheim, and he has been very, very good. There's been nothing close to a hit.
He's using all his pitches. You can see the slider early on and fastball. Later on in the late innings, he's using that changeup to keep these Twins hitters off balance. He's throwing everything for strikes, or everything that looks like a strike. He's been absolutely fantastic.
The first time the Twins have ever seen Patrick Sandoval, and it will be the unanimous opinion they don't want to see him again. Sandoval has been the Sandman. He's put the Twins hitters to sleep tonight. 100 pitches even, and here is how he has split them up.
Pitch usage has been very close. Equal amount of sliders, changeups, and four-seam fastballs. That changeup is the separated. 27% of the time, it is a legit swing and miss pitch, and he's used it in every count tonight.
Polanco will lead things off. Tried to bunt for a hit in the first, popped it up. Check swing roller to first in the third, and then he went down swinging in the sixth. Then Rooker and Kepler. And before every half inning, Sandoval has gotten down behind the mound into a deep crouch. Swing and a miss.
Got ahead of most of the Twins hitters tonight, and even the guys he's fell behind, he's been able to come back and retire. Been in total control.
1-1.
I'd like to mention, he's taking his time. He's not in a hurry. He's making sure his breathing is good. Nothing's happening until he allows it to happen.
1-2. Saw Iglesias warming up. This is a game the Angels need to win. They still have aspirations of putting together a good last 2 months and get into the playoffs, and it's just a 2-0 ball game. 1-2 to Polanco. 2-2. The losses for the Twins in their 5 no-hit losses have been 4-0, 6-0, 4-0, 4-0, and 9-0. So this is a closer ball game than any of the games the Twins have been no-hit in. 2-2. Strikeout number 13. And now Brent Rooker. Or will it be Rooker? He's still near the on-deck circle, and now he'll come to the plate.
The slider just disappeared. He'll get to the point where he's middle innings. He's used that changeup for the punch out. He's going back to the slider with 2 strikes.
Rooker, 3 swinging strikeouts. To right field and down for a hit. Brent Rooker breaks it up, and he'll dig for second and has a double. Rooker, just his 4th hit of the year.
You talk about him not keep having anything elevated over the heart of the plate. And the one pitch that he elevates, almost a check swing double to break up the no-hitter.
And now Kepler. Iglesias warming up for either this at-bat or very likely the next one with Donaldson on deck. Joe Madden will let it ride lefty-lefty. What a marvelous outing by Patrick Sandoval.
Also keep in mind, the score is just 2-0. I mean, we still have us a ball game here. A lot can unfold in the next few minutes.
Kepler hit by a pitch in the 4th. He popped up in the 1st, grounded out in the 7th. One of the few batters who hasn't struck out against Sandoval. Right off the end of the bat. Almost certainly, I would guess, the last man that Sandoval will face. Kepler represents the tying run. So too does the on-deck batter Donaldson if Kepler's retired. High fly, short right field, long run for Eaton. He got a late break on it, but he gets there. And Rooker will be held at second base. Eaton playing a deep right field, got a late break, but he got there on the warning track for out number 2.
They got some speed in the outfield with Lagares, Marsh, and Eaton played one heck of a right field first 3 games in this series.
And here comes Joe Madden. Bullpen door hasn't opened yet. And he takes the ball. What an outing by Patrick Sandoval. About as masterful a pitching performance you will ever see. The Twins fans appreciate that.
1, 2, 3. Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central. Featuring an all-star lineup of hosts.
Let's rock, baby.
Teeing up baseball's biggest news and stories with a little style.
This is waiting for you right here.
Can we record that?
Joined by a colorful cast of guests all season long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does look good on camera.
Word on the street is you can sing.
Not even close.
The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings, 10 Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, presented by MLB Network, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up today for your chance to play your way to the 2021 Pitch, Hit, and Run National Finals. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
What a night for Patrick Sandoval, and for the fans who are here in attendance, and you at home too. That's about as well as you can pitch a baseball.
He did a great job. Went out there and took his time, methodically went through this, methodically carved up this lineup with all 3 of his pitches. And a lot of swing and misses, and the one excuse me swing breaks up the no-hitter.
Game on the line, 2 down. Iglesias in, Donaldson at the plate, and the ball ripped into the left field corner. And the Twins will get a run. Donaldson digging for second. Here's the throw, and he's in there. An RBI double on the first pitch thrown by the first relief pitcher. And now Sano. Gordon will run for Donaldson. And a hit to the outfield should tie this game.
First pitch hanging slider. You know, with that pitch being in the area where it was, he's lucky he was able to get that ball back. How things unfold so quickly. You know, break up the no-hitter, comes out of the game with an earned run.
Joe Madden elected not to have Iglesias pitch to Sano last night. Watson walked him, and that started the 8th inning game-winning rally. Iglesias gave up a couple of hits and a couple of runs, only one of them charged to him. Strike one taken. Sano with 2 strikeouts. Reached on an error by Iglesias.
Iglesias' 3rd consecutive night pitching.
1-1.
He came into yesterday's game with 27 inherited runners, with only 2 of those scoring.
Well, 1 scored last night and 1 scored tonight. Angels have plenty of mound visits. I don't think there was one as Sandoval was cruising. They'll use one here. Iglesias threw 17 pitches last night, 10 pitches the night before.
If Sano can find a way to walk this off, this place is going to go crazy.
Big cut and a miss, and it's 1-2.
It's a very good pitch from Iglesias. Changeup, 1-1 changeup. Good spot.
Fleet, Nick Gordon at second base. He's the tying run. Check swing, 2-2. A lot of things going through Gordon's mind too. An alert base running play last night to score the winning run, but he was picked off first base before that. And he's got Fletcher patrolling directly behind him at second base. Two and two to Sano. 3-2. With Jeffers on deck. Couple of good takes by Sano.
Gordon getting into a secondary lead. He saw the ball get away from Stassi. Decided didn't want to make that 3rd out at 3rd base, and understanding he can still score on a base hit by Sano.
Full count to Sano.
I expect him giving Sano anything to hit. Probably a changeup.
Got him. Foul tip, and Stassi hangs on. And Iglesias saves a gem for Patrick Sandoval.
It's a well-pitched game by both starters, with Sandoval and Berrios. The Twins made a valiant try in the 9th inning to get back in this game. Came up just a little short.
And the Angels pick up the win. They're back to within a game of the 500 mark. Sandoval getting the win. And we'll recap it all on the Twins Live postgame show.